personal finance info.
Haha, Mountain might be pushing it, but we've got a solid stack of resources to unpack today.
That's right. We're talking building a budget that works, understanding credit and why it matters.
Saving for the future, emergency funds and beyond.
Oh, and investing 101, getting started without fear. And last but not least, financial goals and how to set them.
Phew, we got our work cut out for us.
We do. But by the end of this, you'll have the know-how to really level up your financial game no matter where you're starting from.
Exactly. We're going to break it all down, make it super clear, and maybe even have some fun along the way.
Sounds good to me. So let's jump right in. Building a budget that works. I feel like everyone's heard of budgeting,
Yeah.
but this guide actually breaks it down in a way that makes it feel doable.
Totally. It emphasizes this step-by-step approach, which I think is key. People get so overwhelmed thinking they need to track every penny right away.
Right, like suddenly they need to become an accountant overnight or something.
Exactly. But this guide really encourages you to just start simple. Like even just figuring out your major income and expenses is a huge first step.
Okay, so no need to stress about categorizing every latte right away. But speaking of getting specific, this guide talks about zero-sum budgeting, which sounds kind of intense.
It can sound a bit intimidating at first, yeah, but it's actually a pretty cool concept. Basically, you allocate every single dollar you earn to a specific category.
Hold on, so instead of just saying, okay, I'll aim to spend roughly 50% on needs, you're literally giving each dollar a job.
You got it. Needs, wants, savings, debt repayment, everything has its place.
I can see how that could be really empowering, though. Like you're not just hoping your money goes to the right places, you're deciding.
100%. And knowing where your money is going can play a huge role in another important aspect of personal finance, your credit score. And that brings us to understanding credit and why it matters.
Ugh, credit scores. They can feel so mysterious and kind of scary.
I know, right? But this guide demystifies it all. It explains what a credit score is, how it's calculated.
And most importantly, why it matters. I feel like that gets lost sometimes.
It really does. People hear good credit and they know it's important, but they might not understand the real-world impact.
Like, what are the actual tangible benefits of having a good credit score?
I'm glad you asked. Good credit can get you lower interest rates on loans. So think about buying a house or a car that could save you thousands of dollars over time.
Wow, okay. That's a huge difference.
Right. And it doesn't stop there. Better credit card rewards, easier approval for rental applications. Some employers even check credit scores during the hiring process.
Whoa, seriously. Okay, good credit is officially on my priority list now. But besides the obvious stuff like paying bills on time,
Yeah.
what are some less obvious tips from the guide for building good credit?
One thing that surprised me was the idea of becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit card.
Really? Like my parents just add me to their card. How does that help?
Well, if they have a good credit history, it can actually start to boost your score as well, since their responsible behavior reflects on you as an authorized user. But obviously, this only works if the primary cardholder is managing their credit well.
That's a really interesting tip. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're budgeting, we're building credit. That brings us naturally to saving for the future, emergency funds and beyond, which I think can feel intimidating for a lot of people.
For sure. But this guide does a great job of breaking it down and making it feel less overwhelming.
Yeah, it starts with the classic advice, have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved.
Right. But then it goes a step further, emphasizing the importance of customizing that amount based on your individual situation and risk tolerance.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. Think about it. Do you have a stable 9-to-5 job and a reliable car?
Okay, in that case, maybe you can get away with a slightly smaller emergency fund.
Right. But if you're a freelancer with a less predictable income, you might want to have a larger cushion.
Makes sense. But then even once you've got that emergency fund sorted, the question becomes, what are you saving FOR?
I struggle with that too. It feels like there are endless possibilities, but this guide introduces a really helpful framework.
Oh yeah, the SMART goals. I love those.
Right. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It forces you to get crystal clear about what you want to achieve.
So instead of just saying, I want to save for a house, which feels overwhelming, you'd break it down to something like, I'm saving $20,000 for a down payment in the next 3 years.
Exactly. Suddenly it becomes a much more achievable goal.
Love that. Okay, we've tackled budgeting, credit, and saving. Now let's move on to something that can feel a bit more intimidating, investing. What's the biggest takeaway from Investing 101, getting started without fear?
Honestly, it's the power of compound interest that really struck me.
I feel like that's a term everyone's heard of, but maybe not everyone fully
I know,
understands.
right? But it's basically like this, you earn interest on your initial investment, but then you also earn interest on that interest.
So your money starts making money on itself.
Exactly. It's this snowball effect where even small investments made consistently over time can grow exponentially.
So the key is to start early and stay consistent, even if you're not investing huge amounts of money.
Precisely. Investing 101 makes it super clear that you don't need to be a financial expert or have a ton of money to get started.
That's a relief to hear, and it ties in really well with our final resource, financial goals and how to set them, which takes goal setting to a whole new level.
This guide was eye-opening. It goes beyond those practical, smart goals and encourages you to connect your financial goals to your core values.
So it's asking, what do you actually value in life?
Yep. Is it experiences, security, giving back? Figure that out and then align your financial goals with those values.
That's powerful stuff. I love that. It brings so much more meaning to the whole process.
Oh,
Okay, we covered a ton of ground today. Budgeting, credit, saving, investing, and goal setting. Feeling overwhelmed.
maybe a little, haha, but honestly, I feel more empowered than anything else.
Me too. These resources really provide a roadmap.
Absolutely. And remember, taking control of your finances is a journey, not a race. Start small, be patient, and celebrate your progress along the way.
Well said. And hey, you've already taken the first step by joining us for this deep dive. Keep learning, keep exploring, and you'll be amazed by what you can achieve.
You've got this.
Until next time.
See ya!